meeting to order and welcome everyone here tonight. We certainly appreciate you being here, and certainly thank you for coming. We're going to have a pledge of allegiance, and then Jody Nick's going to come have our invocation for us. So let's have our pledge. I'm going to ask Tim Hawker to lead us now.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, we thank you for this beautiful day, Lord, that you've given us, and thank you that we have the opportunity to freely gather, Lord, together here and conduct our city's business, Lord. We just ask that you be the ones that's going on before us, Lord, and gave that ultimate sacrifice so we can have this freedom, Lord. And the ones that are currently serving today, Lord, we just ask that you put your hand of protection around them and be with them. Lord, be with our mayor and our council tonight, Lord, as they conduct our business, Lord. Just give them wisdom, Lord, to make the right decisions, Lord. Forgive us of our many sins and where we failed you, Lord, and go with us now and on for future life. All these things we ask and pray in your name. Amen.
First item on the agenda is a recommendation to approve the minutes from our last meeting. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, great. Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll skip number 2 just a second, come back to it in just a few minutes. Number 3 is a recommendation to donate $2,500 for the Hamilton Chamber of Commerce for downtown Hamilton rebrand opening. And before we ask for a motion and second on that, Marla, would you like to address the reason and what this money will be used for, please?
Sure. Primarily, the money will be used for the Hamilton Bucks giveaway. We have a limited amount of money that we've kept in that account year to year. The actual money that we're using is money from the Customer Appreciation Day account. Basically, the new criteria this year is for a person to register to win Hamilton Bucks, which will be drawn on the day of the Red Grand opening. A purchase at a participating merchant will be required. And this is not only for downtown merchants, this is for all Hamilton merchants that want to participate. Now, they do have to register with the chamber to participate. So we have the agreement that this is how the program is going to work. But that's the main thing. The vast majority will be used for Hamilton Bucks. Any amount that's not being used for Hamilton Bucks will be for promotional type purposes, for ads or that type deal.
Any questions? Okay. Is there a motion to approve this donation to the chamber?
Mayor, I'll make a motion.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Thank you very much.
I abstained because I sit on the chamber board, and that's why when you asked me if I had an opinion, I told you that I didn't.
Okay. All right, number 4, is a recommendation to approve a 3-year contract with the City of Hamilton RDS. And Scott, you've reviewed this contract. This is who we've used for several years. And the recommendation, nothing's changed in the contract.
Roughly that's right, yes, sir.
Okay. And they do a great job, actually, of doing this.
Jan, you've never had any problems?
No, I spoke with client relations person today, and the rates, we compared them, and they're the same as they were 3 years ago.
Can we just run over our term here, over into another term? Can we do this, guys?
That's a good question. I think with this particular type of contract, would be a business-related contract that can't run past.
To another administration?
That's right.
Well, how long is it good for?
3 years, it would fall about.
We ran over from the last administration.
Probably no less than a year. We was in contract when we came in.
Oh, I see.
On our renewed contract, so it was in.
Some contracts you can't
Yeah, that's a good point.
go from one administration to another.
That's true.
I'll double check and make sure about that. If so, we would just
You want a motion contingent upon if it can, if not within, at the,
Right.
at the this
Two
administration?
years.
Okay. Do you understand that? Okay, is there a motion the way Scott explained this contract?
I'll make it.
Okay, Tim, thank you. Is there a second?
I'll say.
Okay, Tim. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Chief Victor if he would, we were just talking about the tasers, and I know that a couple didn't get an opportunity to hear, but, Chief, this is what your recommendation is when you get the copy of that contract for you, and explain why the tasers are needed and how we come to this.
Yes, sir, this is a contract we had talked with Taser International back around November, December. They had sent us a proposal at that time, and we didn't have time to look at it. But since then, we've turned around and looked, we've gotten down to 5 tasers. 3 of them are 5 years old or older. Out of 10 officers, only have 5 tasers in operation. The other 2 are a little bit over a year old, maybe a year and a half old. With this projection, or this quote from Taser International, they would give us a price of an upfront price of $11,858 for 10 units. With the discounts of everything that we have, all of our tasers that we have, working or not, we send it back and gets us a discount of $10,108. Don't hold me to these numbers, they're a little bit fuzzy. Okay, then after that, we pay $1,850 a year, the second year, third year, fourth year, and fifth year. And at any time during those 5 years, if one of these tasers that they send us goes out, we have 11th one on hand, we put in service, we take the one that goes out of service, send it back to Taser International, they'll send us a brand new one to put in standby mode. If we go straight out and buy 10 tasers, then we're not part of this agreement or anything, so therefore, if a taser goes down after a year and we have to send it back, we will have to pay replacement cost at that day's market price or value on the tasers. With this, at the end of 5 years, we will have paid in a total of $17,000, which gets us the 11 tasers up front, a series of cartridges, this plan, 10 holsters, a data port for us to be able to retrieve the information off of these units as far as how much they use, how many minutes they're used of this nature. We'll get all of that with a 5-year plan, and in 5 years, we take everything that we have, we send it back to them, they send us brand new ones back at today's price, if we enter into this contract with them. It's kind of like an ownership lease type agreement, and then we can re-enter it in 5 years if we want to at that particular time. But it'll replace every taser that we have, put one on every officer that we have.
So everybody doesn't have one at this time?
No, sir.
Then you have.
We have had them in the past, but they've gone down. And the market price on them, when I first started with Sheriff's Department purchasing them like 7 years ago, I think the market price of them then was like $450 a piece, and they're up to like $857 a piece now. And they're projecting them to be like $1,250 in 5 years from now. But with this contract, we'll get them at today's price.
Chief, have you checked with the other companies, or is this
There's
the
no
best-
other tasers.
this is the best deal?
These have the legal backing with them, the scientific backing with them. You can ask Scott, these have been tried and tested in court as far as been lawsuits brought against them and everything. There's virtually no deaths caused of these things.
Now, tasers, each officer has to be qualified to use that taser.
Yes, sir. All of my officers are certified, including myself.
How many times have we used a taser in the last 5 years?
Oh, Lord, we've used them several times in the last 5 years. They're considered not less than lethal now, but other than lethal. They pepper spray and stuff falls ahead of them and stuff of that nature, but they fall prior to nightsticks. You can go to nightsticks and firearms.
So how long does a cartridge last if it's not used? So these 20 cartridges that we're getting up front, if we don't use them, are they still good the whole 5 years? Okay.
They take the cartridges set dormant until the electrical impulse from the weapon itself is pulsated through it. There's an activator in that cartridge head, and then it shoots the probes out. It can't be reused after that.
What's the range on those?
These cartridges have a range of 25 feet on them. And at 25 feet, you've got like a, what is it, 36-inch span? I think it's about a
Does
36
one
inch.
county use this now?
Sir?
Does the county use these now?
Yes, county's been with them for a number of years.
I thought that.
Same company?
Yes.
And this contract carry over since Tim brought that up?
It should be, I'll double check, it should be able to, since it's equipment.
Is this exclusive? I mean, this company has the exclusive, there's no other taser type things,
There are
back of
some,
windows type thing.
there's some subordinate type stuff out there, but none of it that's been scientifically tried and tested like this has.
Any other questions? Chief Hickory on this?
The first payment will be,
2015.
Yeah.
We'll have an upfront cost and we'll have payment in 2015.
you have no upfront, is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am, we have 10,000 upfront.
Okay, that was over here on the front, yeah.
And that'll cover the 11 units in sales, plus the cartridges, plus the, what they call the skeletal holsters that they come in, 3 left-handed, 4, 5 right-handed, 7 right-handed, I think.
You got money in the equipment budget?
Yes, sir, I do.
Tim, you had
37,000.
37,000, I think we spent so far 7,000. 7,000.
About eight. About eight.
Yeah, $7,528, unless this is probably an estimated change.
Yeah,
Could be
probably,
eight-
probably something from Mays.
Could be something, it could be around 8,000.
8,000.
Should be enough to get this if we choose to. So would there be a motion to approve this request from Chief Hickory?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Okay, Francis. Is there a second? I'll second. Second? Yes. Okay, thank you. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Number 7, I'm going to skip to 6 and come back to Kurt in just a second. A recommendation to approve John's Paving Company of Holly Pond, Alabama's quote of $1,550, and this would be to stripe the following parking lots: the baseball field, over by the elementary school, the Western Fire Department, which would be right in front of the City Hall there, so senior citizens can have a place, direction of parking, and the city parking lot. I think you have the quote there in front of you. The city parking lot actually has been striped before and is faded out. This would be the company that did their downtown striping for us, and this would be the paint. This is not the thermal plastic they put down, you know, like the middle of the street. It's a pretty reasonable price to get that done, so you can have some defined parking in the city parking lot and the fire station and the baseball field.
About how long is this supposed to last? Is this gonna be
It'll last a few
yearly
years.
project?
No, it's not, it'll probably last 4 or 5 years. It'll eventually fade back out because it's, you know, it's paint, it's not a permanent stuff, but you couldn't put that on that gravel like they got, you wouldn't hold up.
And you're gonna ask them when they come on back to DCU?
Yes, because Larry's already mentioned that some others, there's a Dixie Youth Field down that does not have any either, so while they're here, I may get them to look at that while they're here too, because it won't be over any kind of, you know, price that you have to get 4 or 5 bids on, so.
Is this the only bid you got on this?
It is. This is a company that did one uptown, and I felt like it was pretty reasonable. I think the baseball field was $1,100. The old fire hall from the Weston was only $150. Stripe off about 20 parking spots there.
Well, out there, where can
There's
they?
not many that does this, actually.
City Hall, you talking about the one back here?
No, sir. I'm talking about the Weston. I got City
With
Hall. It's the
farmers
Weston.
market area.
It's the Weston Fire Department, actually.
The city parking lot.
Fire station.
By,
Lowe's?
Max.
Yes.
Yeah, across
On
from
my
Lowe's.
Lowe's, Tim, every parking spot there is pretty faded, you can't see it too good, so it'd just be going over what they already have,
Well, on this out there.
including the baseball field, as long as you can barely see it. But if we get some more defined stripes, it'd be easier for them to park, because when they have baseball games, they're parking.
Will they be able to, you know, they were interested out there with those farmer market customers to try to eliminate backing out and kind of have, get traffic flowing clear, easier. They can do arrows, I was saying, can't they, this wouldn't be, you know,
They can, sure can.
because that would eliminate a lot of problems.
Is it okay to get this done?
So is this money gonna come out of the fund that we can only do paving and road work and things like that out of?
It could be,
It could be.
Or, I mean, where's,
if y'all want to designate, if y'all.
I
want
mean,
to
we've
designate-
spent a lot of money out of the
Yeah, I think,
general.
It would be good.
I think that's what we need to take.
What we need to take,
Gasoline
I mean.
tax.
I mean, it could be out of the Seven Seas, couldn't it? So, so change it to, the street fund, it's the 7 cent for paving and that sort of thing.
7 cents street fund.
It's called the street fund.
Is there a motion to approve this coming out of 7 cent street fund?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. Okay, great. Thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Thank you very much. Kurt Hankins, if you would please give us an update on our downtown project. I know this is what we've been waiting on for about 9 months.
Yeah, I'm here tonight to say that we are substantially complete. Wait to say that for a while. But the project is, there are a few little things that we got to wrap up, a few little electrical things, a couple of spots on the concrete need to be rubbed out, there's a couple little chips that need to be fixed. But other than that, we're substantially complete. We had to walk through Friday. Really happy with how everything came out. Also, was going over the final estimates. The original contract was for $2.2 million. During the contract, we did some change orders. We had some things to run into that we didn't expect to. We spent an extra $30,000 on change orders, but it was a unit price contract, so we only paid for what they actually used and put in the ground. And so that being said, with the completed project, we're around $2.18 million. So we actually
So even with the changes, we've come under budget.
even with the changes, we came in about 20,000 under.
That's great.
So, time-wise, they were over by about 2.5 weeks, which is pretty
Well,
much
considering the weather that we had, at least.
considering the weather that we had, and we shut them down for a week at Christmas, a really good, pretty week.
Well, this caused part of it.
What's that?
We were caused a part of the, because we shut them down.
Yeah, we shut them down for a week at Christmas, a really nice week. And, it rained right up to that week, and it rained after that week. But yeah, considering the rain days that we had, and the week that we shut them down, 2.5 weeks is really good. And I'd like to commend Valerie. They today did a fine job. Everything looks really nice, and short of 1 or 2 people that were upset with us for a minute, I think we got everybody taken care of.
I've heard nothing but compliments on it.
Me too. A lot of businesses, the ones I've talked to, said they were, would work with them any way they could. It'd be good,
Yeah, they really tried
I
hard.
appreciate
to
that, too.
In fact, some of them I spoke with today are already in the process of picking out a paint color, awnings, things like that.
That's great.
And I just applaud them. I know they've been through a lot, and we really need to support them. But I tell you, this company we were talking about the other day, I have never heard as much cooperation, and Marla can tell you this, from the merchants bragging on how nice they were, went well beyond the call of duty, very considerate, cleaned up after themselves during the project, afterwards, just has left it, quite frankly, I think, immaculate. They just didn't do anything with those cats up there, they don't.
I watch them every day. It takes time to go out of the office and check on them ever since last August when they first started digging the trenches in front of the school and shut the school down, the road in front of the school for a few weeks, but I think they've done an outstanding job. And we did add extra things, you know, some of that wasn't in the budget.
We did, we had some.
To still finish under budget, I think, is a real good, you know, to do that, because it was a huge project, and most time things run over by a few $100,000, especially when you're spending $2 million.
Especially on a project like this, you encounter things you don't expect to, but we were able to, on a lot of those things where we overran here or there, we tried to find some other places to not.
What about the striping beside City Hall and First Baptist on the parking spaces?
On the parallel parking spaces?
Yes.
I don't think we even walked down that street the other day when we were doing the walkthrough.
Yeah, we took them out, we can have to come back and do that.
Then we'll get that taken care of. I was so excited about all the other stuff. I will say Goodwill's Cable, we've done, I don't know, 5 or 6 different downtowns, and I gotta tell you, this is my favorite one that we've ever done. I think this one turned out the nicest of any of them. That goes a lot to not only the contractor, but the choices that were made by the downtown group and the gardening group and the chamber and everybody else who was involved.
Yeah, there was a lot of different groups, you know, that put in their ideas and colors and, you know, picking out lights, and multiple people had contributed to make the outcome what it is, so it wasn't just 1 or 2 people. Chief Victor, you got something?
Yes, sir, I'd like to recognize the company also for one of our merchants that had a medical emergency, and had it not been for some of the construction workers.
Yes.
We may very well be missing a merchant right now.
Exactly.
Well, you did a great job too.
Kurt, while you're here,
Yeah.
we've got your studies doing everything right now. Environmental, Munson Water Building, Water Park. Can you give us anything on those? I know they're all underway, but is there an update that you can give us while we're doing this?
There's not a whole lot. The structural guy has been here. He's working on his report now. The environmental guys were here last week. They plan to be back 2 days this week to dig samples and get some water samples and those sorts of things. The water park guy, we've just talked in some general terms about what it might or might not be. Nothing specific. He hadn't gotten to the demographics yet, so don't have a lot of specifics.
What's his timeline on that? He doesn't have much time left, does he?
No, he's got about 3 or 4 weeks. I expect to have something. He expected to have something ready to present about the end of the month. So,
First of June?
2 weeks.
Okay.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Brenda Braywood Jackson contacted you about prices for lights down by the Aggie Plaza.
Yes, we've talked multiple
Okay.
times about lights, but they weren't able to afford to match the ones that
They're not gonna be able to match.
no, but we did talk about trying to, you know, as long as they're black and they have a similar shape, I think we can get something that'll go with it. But as far as being able to get the exact same light, these are fairly expensive lights that you have here.
How's Richard doing?
Good.
Good.
Spoke with him the other day. Matter of fact, he's one of the merchants that's going to redo his building.
Oh, really?
He's picking out paint colors, and several merchants are in the process of going to repaint their stores and put up new awnings. I think you'll see
That's a big catch.
something that'll probably catch on with other merchants, but
You'll be amazed at what a coat of paint will do to some of the stores.
I think it'll help.
What was Eddie today? Eddie was talking about the colors.
Coffee Buzz is looking at putting some tables out on the walls, a little extra room.
And that building's going to be done too. Ms. Karen Weeds, they got the funding to finish that building, so hopefully it won't be done by June 14th, but it'll be done this summer.
Marla or Kurt, what did we decide or what regarding those benches up there in the plaza? We just talked about it, right?
Yeah, you know, at the beginning of the project, we decided we'd wait till now, to the end, to do those, and just, the city would just purchase those outside of this, the rest of this contract. But, so yeah, it's time now to decide where you want them, how many you want, how big you want. We work with several companies that have those covered, and get you prices when you decide how many you need.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's go back to number 2, which would be a recommendation to approve a resolution 2014-519 allowing the city of Hamilton to purchase property from Don and David Hightower for $25,000. This is the lot up there on the corner where they live now, and the reason would be for if we ever needed expansion for the rec center, this is property that would be very valuable for us to have, and I think it's a fair price, and I think it's be something good for the city to have if we ever, because if we don't have this property and someone else has it, if we ever expand, be lucky if we get to use it, you know.
Well, I think it's worthy of mentioning that he's really been helpful to us on this, and the city property adjoins it. The
It's about
walking track.
1.6 acres of land is what it is,
Where is this money coming from?
general fund. Which we have the money, like I say, if we need to pay the general fund back when we do our refinance, we can do that. It's part of the,
What's the, where's the amount in the general fund? Okay, I got you. I don't see any problem with that.
I'm gonna ask Alan looked at the financial statement, he and I have been going over it, and, he said it looked really good this month. And I asked him to maybe come and talk.
Yeah, I'd like
He
for
and
you
I
to
have been
know that
discussing it.
I've kept up with it, and so far,
I mean,
the budget we have 7 months in is still, we're right on schedule or ahead, so we're not.
he
behind
said,
running.
I talked to him this afternoon, he said he was pleased with April's financial statement. I mean, that don't mean we just
Right.
spend money.
I think we'd be crazy not to buy it myself.
Yeah, that property go a long ways in resolving some of the parking issues that we have over there during the softball, baseball season.
And
Get
we're
the
not
cars
gonna
off the
get
side of the
any
road.
cheaper.
Larry, would that property be big enough if we needed like a specified T-ball field?
Probably.
I mean, right now they're playing on the high school baseball field because of lack of fields available. It doesn't take a real big piece of property for something like that, was it?
200 feet.
Just parking.
Parking
is the
problem right now, guys.
About how many cars or vehicles could be parked in that area?
Lynn did tell you that.
You can match what's on the other side of the softball complex. There's enough area there, more than enough area to fix a parking lot the same size as the one. by the
That would
next door.
eliminate a lot on the street, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Well, even
Part
when
of
they
the
have,
danger.
even when they have disc golf tournaments,
Yeah.
there's not near enough parking in that little parking area for disc golf tournaments, nowhere close. They'll have maybe 100 people, and you can't get 15 cars in that parking lot or 20, and that'd be really tight at the current parking place at the walking track. So I honestly think it's a good move for the city just to have the property for future growth. And I'd ask for a motion to purchase this property.
I'll make a motion to purchase it.
Greg, is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion before we vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Before we have a motion to adjourn, I would like to let everybody know that we will have our downtown, not to adjourn, we got to go into executive session, but remind everybody that next Monday, Memorial Day, garbage will not be picked up until Tuesday. City Hall is closed. And remember, June 14th is our downtown revitalization celebration. And we're inviting a lot of folks to come and encourage the citizens to come and be a part of this. There's going to be music most all day till about 10 o'clock that night. But we're inviting senators, the governor, everybody can come and try to make a big deal out of this and try to help our merchants as much as possible. But Scott, you said this afternoon we need to go to executive session. I think Tim has something too. We'll be doing two things. When we come back, we won't have any other city business unless our department heads has anything. I thank the department heads for coming tonight. God, you and Mike, thank you for being here. And Larry, Rodney, and Tim, and Chief Victory. I appreciate it very much.
Hey, Wayne, I wanted to say congratulations to all the seniors. I know graduation's next week, and just really send the best in their future endeavors.
29th, I think. Graduation 29th.
Next Thursday.
Tell us the hours of the grand opening of Lake Memorial. I know it's
12 noon, we'll begin the ribbon cuttings. We'll have ribbon cuttings from 12 to 1. A couple of special presentations we made during that time frame. And then at 1 o'clock is when everything kicks off on the stage. There's going to be tours at the high school, Aggie Plaza. We've got several of our businesses, service-based businesses that'll be doing like open houses. Got a lot of different things ongoing throughout the day. The big thing right now is to go ahead and start making purchases and dropping your name in to the hat for the Hamilton Bus, because we will run it all the way from today all the way through 14th. So, but it will be a full day. We'll have entertainment on stage. Aggie Band is going to begin with our national anthem at 12, part of our opening ceremonies, but we'll have people performing, bands all day, all afternoon, dance groups. So a lot going on. Weather date, June 20. Yeah, and Weather Radio is given away as part of the Hamilton Bucks promotion and the giveaways. So when you register not only for Hamilton Bucks, but 30 radios that the fire department got a grant for, so we'll be giving those away as well throughout the day. The rain date is the 21st, June 21st. Same schedule, just the following Saturday.
Will the restaurants or restaurant now, Coffee Buzz be open? Did you find that out? Or
It will be, and
the other
also, and I can't release the name of the former La Taqueria will be opening on the 14th of June.
Okay,
So
good.
confirm that Friday.
Well, we talk about some historical things in terms of talking about the past. Did that ever get worked out?
We have several of our former merchants, retired merchants that are going to come back in, and some of the open houses for a couple of hours sessions to talk about some of the history of Hamilton. That's what we're looking at. We're encouraging all the businesses to have photos of maybe their building from years past. So trying to incorporate the historic aspect as well.
And the banners will be in?
My understanding, not my cup of tea, but my understanding.
It'll be in about a week.
You did say no food vendors, didn't you, the last time or someone?
We're still, that is in debate.
Because I was wondering if the historical society might could do something on that line, but.
We're working on that.
Okay.
I've got something that I would like to say before we go into executive session, and I just want to let everybody know that I am not in charge around here. Nobody answers to me, but I answer to everybody. And I was put sort of on a short leash, and I'm tired of it. A while back, I got a message from Scott that he wanted to talk to me. And I went to his office and I sat down and I asked him, what are we going to talk about? And he says, well, they told me to call you in and chastise you. And I thought he was kidding. And I said, what? And he says, they told me to call you in and chastise you.
Well, I've never said anything like that.
It seems that I had asked some questions, or maybe some questions that somebody didn't want answered. And now my questions are to go through Scott. And when I left Scott's office, I felt bad. I was ashamed and I was embarrassed because I thought that I had let everybody down. And I worried about it, and I worried about it, and I worried about it. And then I got mad. And I stayed mad for a long time. And Mayor, I don't know who's running the city, you and whoever else, I don't know who they is. I'm not mad anymore. I'm a little bit flattered and I'm a lot sad that y'all were so intimidated by me and wanting to know the truth that I had to be called into Scott.
I'm not intimidated by anybody,
And,
Tammy, so.
I'm s-
Sorry that you feel that way, that you have to bring it out in the council meeting, but that's up to you.
I do, because I don't know who had me called in.
Why was she
And,
called in?
I don't, anyway, now everybody knows that I do represent y'all, that any questions that I have, I feel like that I can ask whether Scott is here or not. And if I ask a question and you don't want it answered,
I try to answer every question that I've got, and sometimes I can, you know?
well, like I said,
So,
I
there's
don't-
there's no vendetta, and there's no conspiracy, there's nothing. So if that's the way it appears, that's not true.
well, that's the
So,
way I felt,
you know.
and I feel better now. I feel better now.
I'm glad.
Because as long as I was quiet, I felt like I was being handled. And the people that elected me to ask questions and get answers. And I feel better now. I feel
Good.
better that everybody knows.
So is there a motion to go to executive session?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second? All right, go to executive session.